Humza Yousaf was interviewed this morning on Breakfast Television, Laura Euniceberg's show, by Victoria Derbyshire. Of course, he was talking about the coming SNP conference, but really all we wanted to hear was whether or not his family was safe and what was being done. And of course, very little is being done. But I think Humza has the right approach. An immediate ceasefire, a humanitarian corridor, a call to make sure that the civilians are safe, and a British evacuation. And it's not too much to expect.
We got a call at 1 a.m. from my mother-in-law in a panic, and she was on the street with all of her family. And I think there had been a false alarm, as it turned out. Somebody next door in the neighbourhood was told, they believed was told to evacuate because their house is going to get hit. So everybody in that neighbourhood at what would have been 3 a.m. in Gaza was running to goodness and God knows where, because nowhere seems safe in Gaza at all. Now, it ended up being a false alarm, but you can imagine the panic. And my mother-in-law was even saying her goodbyes, which was really hard to hear. Now, it turned out to be a false alarm, which I'm pleased about. They're safe for now, still trapped in Gaza, so only as safe as you can be in the midst of a war zone. And that's why I go back to the point I've been making this entire week, that there has to be an immediate ceasefire. Civilians are dying. There has to be a humanitarian corridor that allows supplies in and allows innocent people to leave.
And yet, when we contrast Humza Yousaf and James Cleverly, the contrast couldn't be more striking. James Cleverly, what have you done? I've not done anything. No, I've not really done that. Humza Yousaf is, full of action. And what is he doing? And he tells you what he's doing. He's taking a call from his in-laws. And he isn't at the front line, but he is there emotionally. I don't think I can say the same about James Cleverly. And there was a line yesterday on Have I Got News for You? And it was a line about the coldness of Suella Braverman. Well, I think, frankly, that coldness is shared by so many people in government. And what we need to see at this moment is warmth and humanity, and that is what needs to be stressed. And it doesn't matter how many pleas you make, how many diplomatic representations you make. What will carry weight is humanity and care and commitment. And I don't see that in our present government, I'm afraid. And I think that is mirrored by the leaders of the Labour government. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that we should be getting out on the streets. I don't think that works either. There are people in our government who have access to the top of the Israeli command. And I don't think they're using that access very effectively. All we can say at the moment is, so far, there has been no formal assault on Gaza. There's a pause. Maybe that pause is a result of diplomatic pressure, but I think I don't see the efforts being made to help families like Humza Yousaf's, to help those people who are fleeing the coming Israeli assault, to help those people who are being pressured by Hamas to stay behind. And we have to have all of those people in mind, as well as the people who suffered so much during the Hamas terrorist attack last week. We cannot forget those. Those people cannot be eclipsed by the brutality of any Israeli response. We cannot forget those people who died, those people who were wounded, those people who suffered, those people who lost their loved ones in such a vicious, such a brutal attack that is reminiscent of ISIS. Hamas has now become ISIS in all but name. Hamas has chosen, and it has chosen poorly.